Hi, everybody. My name is Baba Anthony, and I am the head owl with Okanranso Day Temple here in Miami, Florida. And today we have an Ifa Kids Corner moment. This is my daughter, Abigail.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And so the story I want to share with you today comes from the Odu of Otura Meji. All right?
Okay.
So let's get started. So once upon a time, there was a blind man who would tell people, if you do good, you do so for yourself. And if you do wicked, you do so for yourself. He was wise, and many people helped him because they liked his saying. But there was a king that didn't like the blind man because he would say wise things. And so the king tried to trick the blind man by giving him a dangerous gift, a bag with a snake in it. But guess what? The king's plan didn't work. Someone else opened the bag and got hurt instead. It was his own son. The king then remembered the blind man's wise words and felt bad for trying to do things mean. Now, let's talk about what we can learn from this story and some of the important lessons. So, number one, good and bad actions. The story teaches us that when you do good things can happen to you, and when you do bad things might come back to you. Now, for example, imagine you help your friend clean up their toys, and later you need help. Your friend might come and help you too. That's like the boomerang effect of the good coming back. Does that make sense? Right. Now let's go over to lesson 2. Being smart doesn't depend on who you are. Think about a time when someone younger than you said something really smart or funny, like your little brother.
Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty funny, isn't he? Right? That shows that wisdom can come from anyone, no matter their age or who they are. The blind man himself was wise even though he wasn't rich and powerful. This shows that anyone can be smart and say important things, right? Now let's go over to lesson 3. Being too proud can cause problems. The king was too proud and thought he was better than everyone else. His pride made him make a bad decision. Sometimes if you brag too much about how good you are at a game, you might end up upsetting your friends. Instead, it's better to play fair and have fun together, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember those times when you or your brother might have been caught cheating or trying to do things that are not fair?
Yeah.
Do you remember times when you were like, I'm so good, I'm so amazing, I'm going to do it, then you didn't end up doing it right? Has that happened to you before? I know it's happened to me. Sometimes I make mistakes, right? If you haven't faced it yet, that's good. Right now, I want you to focus on always trying to be good and not trying to cause any problems between yourself and those around you. Lesson number 4, we get to the fairness. Even though the king tried to hurt the blind man, it didn't work out, and something happened bad to his own son. This can show us that being mean can sometimes backfire. For example, I was just talking about cheating in a game,
Yeah.
right? It might not be fun for others, and when that happens, then you don't want to play with each other. And I've certainly heard you and your brother go through that, right? Yeah, so we want to do that. We want to make sure that we play fair as much as we can. Next, we should believe in goodness. The blind man believed in being good, right? And that helped him stay safe in the story. We talked a little bit earlier about, how it is someone who's blind can move around. They have a lot of trust in their surroundings, and they have a lot of trust in the people who are offering assistance, right? And so with that goodness, that's important. That's what he needed in his life. Now, if you always try to do the right thing, like sharing or being kind, people will trust and have more faith in you overall. And that's something very, very important. So, what do you think? Can you remember these lessons?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. The thing I want you to remember is that being kind and wise can help us have a happy, friendly, and prosperous life. I want to thank everyone for listening today for this Kids Corner of Ifa. We're going to try to do this a little bit more so that we can share lessons with our kids. There's a famous song, there's a song that I like to sing, and we made a video about it when she was much younger. I'm not sure she remembers. You remember the video that I sang a song and you translated it? That's been a while. So there's a song that goes, Eje como yinko fa o, eje como yinko fa. Eje como yinko fa o, eje como yinko fa. Jòjòló ọmọ kékeré jòjòló àwọn lóore Ẹlẹ́dùmarè. Ẹ jẹ́ kó mọ yín kó fà. That song says, teach your children about Ifa. Children are Olodumare's favorites. Teach your children about Ifa. Aboru aboye aboshishe ogbo ato. Have a great evening and a great rest of your week. Odabo.